Hi, Mandy. I'm standing at the driveway to the entry of the house on Deep Run Road. And the first thing I want to show you is that across the street there are houses, um, so that you do have you know, a neighborhood there. And it's really not a neighborhood, they're just houses on the road, but they're very well maintained, and it's a very nice looking community. But there are still houses there. It looks like in back of those houses there is a large wooded area, so that you do have this rural feel about this whole area. In front of your house, there is this stand of trees which sort of blocks the view of those houses there across the street, but not entirely. It's a thin stand of trees. Okay. Now we're going to walk back into the lot. There's a couple things I want to show you about the lot itself. It is 3 acres, but some of it is pretty much unusable. So we're going to walk back there, and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Okay, here we go.
I'm going to send you the plat map. It is 3 acres, as I said, but a large part, and I'm not sure exactly where the property lines go, but you see this is this huge gully right here that would pretty much make it, if that was your property, it would make it unusable. The advantage is that it does provide you some seclusion from your neighbor to that end over there. There's this big wide gap that serves almost as a fence, but you really can't use that. I mean, I guess you could if you would like to hike in gullies, but but you do have that as part of what you're looking at. And we're going to walk towards the back of the house right now. Before we walk to the back of the house, I do want to show you what the perspective is from this area right here and what you're looking at across the street. You see, the trees do give you a good barrier between your house and the houses across the street, but you can still see those houses. So that's one thing. Now let's go on this side over here. I'm in front of the house right now, and that's the neighbor's house over here. I think it's a little bit farther from that house that you were looking at in Quinton, but there is no fence there either. You may want to put one up, but it is not fenced between you and your neighbor there. And now we're going to go to the back of the house right now. Okay, Mandy, I'm standing at the back of the house right now, and the one thing I wanted to point out is that gully we saw on the other side, and I'll just pan around so you kind of get an idea of where that is. You can't see the gully right there, but it's behind where my car is. But the gully extends to your backyard as well. And so as we walk down in here, you can sort of enjoy this a little bit. I mean, you're probably not going to be using it much in terms of growing grass or anything like that, but it is a gully, and I'm not sure exactly where your property line would extend down into this gully. As a kid, I would have enjoyed this immensely because it's, kids like adventure. As a matter of fact, I can see a tire swing down there where apparently some kids have made a little toy tire swing so that they could play down there. But and I'm not sure where that is in relation to your property line. But then again, as you can see there, the gully goes up, so you have a lot of seclusion in back of you. So your seclusion really is in the back of you, but it's largely unusable. So just want you to be aware of that. Yeah, right there where my wife is, that's the yard back there. You do have a pretty good yard. Now again, that's the yard where between you and your neighbor right there. It's not that close, but it is. You can see that the neighbor is there. This is your shed on this property, and I'm gonna pan around to the front real quickly, just so you get that perspective of what's across the street. And you probably want to remove that structure there. Apparently the prior owners had kids.